Hey, check this out, check this out. Boom! Yup! Oh, nigga, did y'all see it? Yeah! Go ahead, nigga! I'm selling these motherfuckers for $59.95.
What's going on, everybody? It's your observant lineman here, Uche Nwaneri. Draymond Green making headlines nationwide today because of the video that is leaked from TMZ. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the altercation that they had during Golden State training camp. But do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already done so. And if this is your first time on the channel, subscribe. And also hit that bell notification so you can get notified each and every time that I drop a video. Now, this situation, nothing new in sports, right? You have teammates who get into altercations. You know, there's little animosity there. We've seen this in team sports. I've seen it as a football player, you know, throughout my career. I've seen players get in fights. I've been in a fight myself with another teammate. But when it comes to Draymond Green and Jordan Poole, obviously shocking situation because this video has leaked, the video that was taken by somebody who was watching the practice, and they show a brutal punch that Draymond Green lands on Jordan Poole. Let's take a look at the video right here. We have Barstool Sports reporting this. Now, this is TMZ's video on TMZ Sports. It was leaked to them, so you know we don't know who this person is, obviously, that has leaked the footage, but it's out there now, and now we see how the situation played out. And ladies and gentlemen, it was not pretty. But let's take a look at it here. It's a short clip, about 40 seconds long. We'll look at it and then we'll discuss. There's the punch. I mean, that was vicious, right? That was pretty vicious. Pushes him, leads in, lunging Superman punch to the face. Draymond Green to Jordan Poole. You know, so I've been having people ask me online about this situation in particular, asking me if, you know, this is considered a sucker punch. And my response is, yes, it is considered a sucker punch. It's a sucker punch for the simple fact that, one, you are in a setting, in an environment where everyone in that building is working towards the same goal. Everyone has the same end game as a team and what that team represents in the National Basketball Association. So when you're in that environment, when you have these group of people around you, these very talented, special group of people, there's a level of professionalism that's expected. There's a level of camaraderie that's expected. And there's a level of trust that each one of these men have with these people in this building that you don't have with people in a regular everyday setting. So this is actually a huge violation of code as a player. Now, have there been players who have punched their teammates in the past? Yes, there has been. But the situation in all of these instances is essentially the same. One of those players has to go. That swing and what people in a normal everyday environment will say, oh, it's a punch, you know, let bygones be bygones. No, that's not how this works in sports, in team sports. There's a level of trust that players have with the people who are on that team that you cannot violate to a certain extent, because then it breaks the relationship and it hurts the chemistry of the team. Draymond Green is likely, I mean, I would not be surprised if they tried to trade him this year. Mainly because Jordan Poole is the future of this Golden State Warriors franchise. And Draymond Green, you know, with all due respect to what he's done in the past, as a defensive player, not really an offensive threat to a certain extent, Draymond Green is the past. He is in his 30s. He is looking for a contract extension. He's not going to get a contract extension after that. That's definite. Doesn't matter if he apologizes or not. But I would say that this is actually a little bit of hypocrisy in his actions, and I'm speaking of Draymond Green here, Mainly because Draymond Green is on the record praising Jordan Poole. Now, what is it that is speculated that Jordan Poole said to Draymond Green that caused this situation to happen? Well, what they're speculating is that he called Draymond Green triple single, which means, for those of you who don't know the basketball basketball lingo, a triple single is somebody who only gets single digits in all categories. So if you get a double-double, that's like in 2 of the 3 major categories, you get 10 or more points or rebounds. So if you get 10 points, 10 rebounds, that's a double-double. If you get 10 points, 10 assists, that's a double-double. If you get 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, that's a triple-double. Well, he called Draymond Green triple single. So 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist would be an example of that. So, if that is true, and that's what caused him to, go and stand over on the side, on the side out of bounds line near the 3-point line on the elbow, just stand over there and kind of stew for a second, and then decide after thinking it, supposedly thinking this through, he decides, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to get in his face. So, of course, Jordan Poole, when someone who you're beefing with walks into your space and you see his demeanor and he's ready to bump chests with you, Jordan Poole pushes him off. Now, that can be considered essentially a warning. Hey, back off. But could anyone imagine that Jordan Poole expected that Draymond Green would literally launch a Superman punch at him? As a teammate, you're not thinking about that. That's not what you expect from your teammate. Because if you are my teammate and we are brothers, which being a teammate, creating that bond with somebody, going through shit with somebody like training camp, as an athlete, that's a bonding experience. That's what builds the team's chemistry, builds its trust of each other, builds the connection. These guys have been teammates already for a season before this. So now you have a situation, Jordan Poole, in front of all of these people, you're not expecting that your teammate is going to launch off at you for what apparently was just a verbal barb. So there's got to be some bad blood here. And you can't repair that bad blood. I mean, that doesn't get fixed like that. I mean, me personally, if a motherfucker swings on me like that, and he hits me like that in that video, oh, come on now. We're fighting every single day until one of us is gone. One of us is going to be gone because I'm going to fight you every day until I win with the same kind of ferocity you hit me with, or one of us is traded up out of here, cut. But we're not walking. We can't be friends when you just did something to me that I would never allow somebody else in the street to do to me. And you claim to be my teammate, my brother. We're supposed to have a bond together. No, that's going to make it very hard for them this season if Draymond Green is allowed to remain in the picture. He's struggled as a player over the last year and a half, 2 years. He's struggled with, just his behavior. I think he's the most suspended player in the NBA through technical fouls. This guy is, and I don't dislike Draymond, but I definitely don't understand how he can view this as something that's going to help his career, because it really is a violation. And it's a violation that can cause guys like Stephen Curry to turn on you. It really is, because they don't want to be around that neither. As I said earlier, there's a little bit of hypocrisy in the situation with Draymond Green, and that mainly stems from this video here. This is 37 seconds. I'm going to let you guys listen to this real quick, and then think about how this situation has played out today and played out with this video being leaked and us seeing what happened. Think of the situation and how when you speak about something and put other players out there, throw other players under the bus to a certain extent, when it becomes your turn to deal with that same thing, it's a very different story. Let's listen.
One thing that Jordan did that showed me he's going to be all right in this league actually happened in training camp of his rookie year. Jordan came into camp talking shit to everybody, and I remember one day him and Glenn Robinson III, they got into it. All these guys are coming to me like, tell him to shut up. His young ass always got something to say. But I'm like, I'm not going to tell him to shut up. If you can't handle him talking shit, that's on you. At that moment, though, the way he was getting under guys' skin, I appreciated that. You know, you couple that with the hard work that he puts in and the amount of skill that he has. And it is a recipe for a guy who's going to be successful in this league.
All right, so clearly, as you can see, the very thing that set him off, the very thing that turned him to violence, or he chose violence, is the same thing that he is praised and given, very much a positive reinforcement for in his time with Jordan Poole as a player. He knows who he's dealing with. He knows what kind of personality Jordan Poole has. And he said he appreciated that. But when it was his turn to be at the end of the barbs, his entire demeanor about that changes. His entire response and attitude about it changes. He becomes violent because of that. So what does that tell you about Draymond as a person? It says that he's somebody who, is willing to let anything pass as long as he's having a good time and it's not at his expense. But once it becomes something that's directed at him, he can't handle it. He can't handle it. And it's shown right there. That's the proof of it right there. Because he very clearly in this video laid out that this is how he saw Jordan Poole as a player. This is what he appreciated about him as a person and as a competitor. And that to him was an asset to the team because he could get under players' skin. But when it got under his skin, oh no, he can't have that. And he's got a contract situation that he's dealing with, and he got roasted all of last season for his production as a player, especially in the playoffs. There's been tension building up in him about himself as a player, about his own confidence in his own game. He may not show it to you, but that's what it is, because that's the kind of response and lashing out you get when you are worried about those kind of things and somebody sees it and tries to exploit it. That's what happens. So Draymond Green's explosion, his lashing out, it's not necessarily that he called him triple single. It's that that's just the one little piece that got dropped on top of the pile of things that have been weighing on his shoulders for probably, 6 to 8 months, maybe a year, maybe more. And that was his release right there. And it explains a lot if you really think about that. But let me know what you guys think about this whole situation with Draymond and Jordan Poole. Leave your comments down below. Hit the like button if you like this video and subscribe to the Observant Lineman, Uche Nwaneri, if you haven't already done so. Hit the bell notification so you get notified each time I drop a video. Appreciate you guys for checking this video out, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.